Alrighty, PG-13. This is G.I. Joe 1991. And well, I was going to try to repair my ice saber, and it just kept falling apart, that back missile launcher. So I was like, I'm going to have to think about how to redesign it in order for that launcher to sit in the back. And then I was putting the missiles in and I was pushing on the back, and then that part broke off. So I was like, oh. So I was kind of hoping to have it fixed up to do the review. But as you can see, this launcher on this ice saber is junk. So they designed it really poorly, and they designed it to fail, just how it sits in there in the first place. So if they would have made this thicker, then it might have worked better, but they used a very cheap plastic. And you can see I was pushing on the button for the missile and it should just click down easy, but even now this one's not clicking into place. So anyways, this part broke off. This part I had in my hand, and then I put it in a little vice grip to hold, because I was going to pre-drill a little tiny hole, and well, the piece shattered. So no luck for this Cobra ice saber. This is just junk, this part. So we're gonna have to redesign something this length, plus I guess we'll just measure that part and that, and find a piece that we can use as a whole piece, and maybe drill this or just cut this right off and try to match up some other type of plastic to use. And since I have the Dremel bits and stuff, I should be able to put these little notches in here. So it shouldn't be that hard to refabricate. It might just take a little time, and as long as you have the parts, you can just cut it and match it up. Pretty simple, just like cutting wood. You just draw a line, and however, it didn't work. Metal might even work better than this cheap plastic. Might be an alternative. I'll just have to paint it. But we'll have a quick look at the two vehicles I have for this year. And well, I have the Badger, and again, that one was just pretty much just an extra one that came in the vehicle lot that I wanted, and I got a whole bunch of vehicles for like dirt cheap before. I always seem to find really good lots, but then you can just either pick up another one, because you haven't seen these years, so you don't know what to expect from a vehicle before you make a better or bigger, larger payment on a vehicle that you might want. So you might just get a cheaper version just to see how it is first. But this is quite an unusual vehicle here. This has a well, it seats 3 in the cockpit, and well, this canopy offers no cover on the sides here. So, and also this canopy is also prone to snapping off. It's made of the same brittle plastic as the launcher. So I mean, again, you might have to fabricate a part, not too hard to do. But to find one of these complete is hard to find, because it's just such brittle plastic. This little cannon does go side to side, and again, you can see how they cheap out. They could have made a nicer, bigger ski or wider skis that fit in better, but the design is so it's like going over stuff. You can raise and lower, move around, so make it a little more agile. Now you can put 6, 3 on each side, and well, it's got the little pegs for them, so you can put your little guy in here. We'll put the little Snow Serpent guy. Snow Serpent version 2. Huh. Guess you have to bend legs. Alrighty. So we put him into the little peg. Round and round you go, buddy. Oh, you fell right out. Huh. Alright. Oh, he does twist around at 360. That was the worst ride ever. Oh. Now this is still a cool looking vehicle, but the neon really makes it horrible. And the cheap brittle blue plastic as well. I'm assuming this might I don't think I'm gonna push this in without snapping it off. So it doesn't, you know, screw it, we'll just snap it in. Alrighty. It is a cool looking vehicle, and I still will repair it. But again, look, it's fairly lengthy. So if we pull out our trusty tape measure. Oh, I even used my Dremel bit on it to polish it where I was going to go. Get rid of some of that old glue that they had on this one. But it is about 15 to 16 inches long. So that's not too bad. And we got the little Badger here. I don't have any of the missiles. Pretty much just bought it to see what it's like. And it's pretty simple basic. I might just even paint this into a custom. I hate these little tiny grill cages there. They don't make them wide enough for the thing. But again, I think this is already, like, there's another one of these that's in red. Just move the tape measure out of the way. And I mean, it is neat. So we're just gonna throw a Cobra in it, but it's a Joe vehicle. You're gonna get badgered. We're gonna badger you. Now, oh, well, I guess he fits in there. This one isn't too bad, but again, there's no protection for the driver. He can be sniped off. But it holds 3 missiles, but we don't have on one thing. This even looks like something's broken off there. It does roll easily. Looks like it's been through a lot. And there is little pegs, so you can have your 3. And it looks like something else goes in here. Oh yes, probably a flag or something. So this is the larger sloppy design. You know, this might make for a custom. You can even turn this into like a little tank, maybe. Well, we're gonna definitely use this for a custom and probably pick up another one of these Badgers. And speaking of customs, it is a custom that we make a custom. But first, just wanted to show you what I did, because you can't take off these wheels. I tried. So I just painted this top part. This comes off. You unscrew 3 screws, 1 here and 2 inside. And I gave it a couple coats and it looks nice. So you can put some color on that. Again, this same crappy design from Hasbro, you can't pop the wheels off. So yeah, I mean, it would look nicer painted, but again, we put the decals or decals on it, and the paint job turned out pretty nice. So there you go. Looks pretty cool. Again, it has a nice color. This is a nice military type of green, more like a forest maybe, but it does work. And speaking of customs, we've got law. Here comes the law. So we made this little vehicle here, this custom, and we gave it a nice couple coats of paint. Just quick, you know. This one wasn't hand painted. I just sprayed it and didn't really run too much, just a little bit at the back. But this one worked out pretty nice. You take off the cage, glued on that little red light. Didn't have any blue ones. I mean, if I did have a blue one, it might have worked out better. You could have used tandem or just one. Or you could rig up something on the back, and you could put your little blue light on the back. But it works pretty good. Now I could put a gun mount on here, or just leave it as is. But now we have our military police vehicle that G.I. Joe never seems to make. And well, we put a number 5 on there. There we go. These decals work pretty good. Looks nice. We could find another tire to put on the back here, which most likely will. But this is a simple little custom you can do. Doesn't take much. Order a few decals or decals. And the Action Man ones seem to be nice, because you can use them for the stars and stuff. And speaking of one more thing, I guess Hasbro is patriotic after all. I found my stars and stripes. So I might put that on the Sky Striker. Still yet. But I do love making little customs. I got a box full of little vehicles that I will be turning into customs eventually. So I most likely will pick up another Badger, 1991 Badger, and we'll have a look at these. Now there's a bunch. I mean, this has the Nerf crap. I've seen some of the videos people do on it, the attack cruiser. There's the Badger with the missiles that I don't have. And there's the Battle Wagon. Oh, now we're going into Star Wars here, eh? Battle Wagon. The Ewoks Battle Wagon. And this is a cool tank. I did try to pick up just a green one for the Sonic Fighters to see. So we could even make this into like a Russian tank or something, because it's more of a low profile tank. And we have the Ice Sabre. Again, that's just crappy. I didn't like the Brawler because of the reason that they use a crappy disc wheel. They don't use the bell wheels, and it's super hollow underneath. So I did pick up one of these before, and I just gutted it, and probably used it for parts. Now this is obviously Eco Warriors. So it is a septic tank. May or may not pick that up. And I don't really care for these gliders, battlecopters, maybe. And well, the Mailway ones, I highly doubt I'll ever come across them. Oh, there's a white Triple T Slugger. This one would be nice, the Ferret, the ATV. And well, the Wolf, oh, it's got black missiles. Huh. So a few different parts on the Wolf there. But I mean, a white Triple T, like, it's just gonna turn yellow. So anyways, World War III is looking more and more like World War III. Too many stupid people causing too many wars. And that's not a good thing. So, I mean, oh yes, one more other thing is the, for the Sky Striker here, the old missiles from the first version Sky Striker, the 1983 one, almost fit, but they don't. So Hasbro obviously designed it a certain way, so it's not compatible. And that's the issue we have with compatibility. Now, if anybody out there knows Carlson from 3D Joe's, or the other guy that is doing the call sign longbow, please tell them to find a different factory, because if China goes to war this year,